So I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can't just be doom scrolling your phone as soon as you wake up and then snooze your alarm 17 times and then get out of bed and still expect to be on your A game. That morning routine just doesn't work for anybody. So in today's video, I want to break down exactly what a productive morning routine looks like and how you can structure it for yourselves. Because I've been there thinking that I was actually super productive when in reality, I was not at all. And really quick, before we get into the video, if you don't know who I am, my name is Rasmus, and for the past 6 years, I've spent every single day learning how to build online businesses, getting into the best shape I possibly can be, and also becoming the best version of myself. And on this channel, I just share all the things that I've learned and what I learned throughout time as I keep progressing. And if you do end up enjoying the video, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to your channel. That would massively help me out. But with that being said, let's get straight into the video. So over the past few years, here's what I realized, and also just from observing other people. Essentially, what a morning routine is just a set of things that you do to get you ready to do your first big thing, to tackle your first big thing you have to do in the day. Can be a workout, can be work, whatever, you name it. And so essentially, you have you now, waking up and just getting out of bed, for example. Then you have your morning routine, and then at the end, you then have the big thing that you need to tackle. Let's just say it's work in this example. And so I did some research just before making this video, just to see, what everybody else is up to. And this is not going to be popular at all, but I'm quite convinced that everyone else has this completely wrong. They have it completely upside down. Because just doing a bit of research and just seeing what other creators are up to, watching a little bit of their videos and just kind of scrolling through it, I realized that they have like morning routines spanning anywhere from like 1 hour to one of them had a morning routine that was 5 hours long. And they're doing like journaling, meditation, they're meal prepping, they're doing saunas, cold plunges, and all these different things before they actually get to their main thing, which for most of these creators are work. And so just imagine for yourself that you have two different people. One has a 3-hour morning routine and the other person has a 0-minute morning routine. They just wake up and get straight to work. Imagine how much more progress person 2 is going to be making versus person 1, because they've essentially just won 3 hours worth of time, where it's also the most fresh because they haven't done anything yet to make them drained mentally and physically. And this little example here actually illustrates very well what I've also realized over the past few years, where I've done quite drastic changes to my own morning routine, is that I realized that morning routines are not about adding things to it. It's actually about cutting down and saying no. Really what you need to focus on is just what matters most, not add extra fluff to it, extra noise that just distracts you from what you're actually trying to do. And so my previous morning routine, and I changed this up around 2.5 years ago. So 2.5 years ago, I was in Spain and I had that was probably my longest morning routine. It was about an hour long. So I would wake up, go brush my teeth, do whatever in the bathroom. Then I would read for around 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the book I was reading, if I was really interested. And then I would meditate for 10 to 15 minutes before I would get to work. And so I would wake up around 6 a.m. and then around 7 to 7:15, I would then finally be able to sit down at my desk and start working. And for me at that time, work was my biggest priority. And so I really just robbed myself of an hour of really high quality work, whereas I could have just woken up, gone straight to work, and I would have won an extra hour of work, but not just an extra hour of work. It would have been high quality work, because at 6 in the morning, no one is disturbing me, no one is trying to rob me of my time, so I could just sit down and focus on what actually matters. And so let's try and compare it now to my current morning routine, which is quite different. So nowadays I'll wake up around 6:30 in the morning, and working out for me is what matters most. So I will literally wake up 6:30, I'll go to the bathroom, and then I will basically just get into the living room and I will start stretching and getting ready for my run, because me going for a run is my single highest priority in the morning, right when I wake up, because then I have that out of the way and I can get to work afterwards. But currently I'm training for a half marathon, and so me getting out to run is a very big priority for me. And so I just need to get it out the way. There's no reason for me to wake up and then do 3 hours of random things that has nothing to do with running, when running is my main priority. And around a year ago, I was living in Dubai, where work was my biggest priority. And I would wake up around 5 a.m. and I would literally just get straight to work. Within 15 minutes of waking up, I was sitting at my desk and I was just working. And so I think right now you're either sitting there thinking this is crazy or this actually makes sense, but I'm not quite sure how to implement it, because I feel like the things that I have in my morning routine now are essential to what I'm doing. And I had that same feeling. So to explain a little bit better how you can actually make your morning routine more productive, I'm going to run you through an exercise, an experiment. It's called inverse thinking. Essentially, what you're doing is that you're trying to list out all the things that you should not be doing that would essentially guarantee that you fail. Once you have that list, you just do the opposite of it, because usually your brain is better at thinking about ways to fuck things up than it is at thinking about ways to succeed. And so if you were to do a list of inverse thinking, and let's say your main priority now is just work, you run a business, you're an entrepreneur, whatever, doesn't really matter. Your main priority for the day is just to work. That's the big thing that you're trying to accomplish. So ways that you could fuck that up is, first of all, just not work. Don't work at all. Second off, as soon as you wake up, you would just be staying in bed for an hour or 2 or 3 or the whole day. It doesn't really matter, just to make sure that you don't work. You could also, as soon as you wake up, start doom scrolling on Instagram or TikTok. You could be going to bed too late so that when you wake up, you want to either sleep in, or when you start working, you're gonna be too tired to actually get anything meaningful done. You can also forget to set an alarm so that you actually never wake up on time. Another thing you could do is just to not drink any sort of water or coffee when you actually get out of bed, to make sure that you're dehydrated and you're not focused and not fresh and awake. Or you could just be waking up, getting out of bed, and just doing something else that's not work. So that list I just made in like 30 seconds. It's very, very easy to come up with these examples. Now you would actually have quite a comprehensive list that you can then use to figure out what you should be doing. But to figure out what we could do, we just do the opposite. So we wake up, we get out of bed, and we basically just get straight to work. Maybe we make coffee, maybe we drink some water with some electrolytes or something to make sure that we're just fresh and hydrated and actually focused and sharp. But besides that, what you would see from that list is that your main priority would just be to get to work, because there's no need for you to sit down and journal for 30 minutes. It's not accomplishing anything of what you're actually trying to achieve. And so I hope this video gave you a good insight into what it actually means to make a productive morning routine, because I think so many people just get it wrong and they do it in complete reverse. It shouldn't be about you trying to add as many things to your morning routine. It should be about you eliminating as many things as possible so that you have the quickest path towards what you're actually supposed to be doing. So with that being said, guys, that ends today's video. That pretty much wraps it up. If you did up enjoying the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That will massively help me out and I really appreciate it. And otherwise, I'll just see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.